there you go.
All right. Well, as I said, my name is Justin McAdam. I am the chair of the Distressed Unit Appeal Board. I will call this meeting to order. We have posted notice in compliance with the open door law and posted the agenda in advance of this meeting. This is a special meeting of the Distressed Unit Appeal Board. We have one item to consider today relating to stipends for teachers and paraprofessionals in Gary Community Schools. However, as we do for all of our meetings, we will take public comment. We have asked that people keep their comments focused on our topic for today, recognizing that we do have another meeting scheduled for next Thursday, a regular DUAB meeting, and so there will be an opportunity to provide comment on an array of topics next week. But in recognition of the need to get this done quickly and the fact that it is Teacher Appreciation Week, we did want to take the opportunity to try to get this approved this week. So with that, we will move to the public comment period. Courtney, do we have anyone signed up to provide public comment?
Yes, I do have 2 individuals who have signed up for public comment. So give me 1 second here to switch my screens.
Okay. And while she's doing that, we'll remind folks that we do allow public comment. We ask that individuals limit their comments to 3 minutes as best as possible. Courtney will have a timer here on the screen, so you'll be able to see how much time you have left, and we'll give you a note. We'll warn you as you get close to the end of your time.
Okay. So the first individual I have on the list is Robert Buggs. Mr. Buggs. All right, Mr. Buggs, I have unmuted you. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, good morning, Mr. McAdams and the court and the rest of the board members. My concerns are this memorandum of understanding. I don't know whether you all are going to read it so that the public understand what it is. And I'd like to know if it's going to impact the promise that you made to the teachers by the referendum that the first $1 million would go to the teachers' raises, not stipend, raises. So the timing of this stipend and the amount of the stipend, I don't know yet. I guess you're going to say a little bit later on in the meeting. But that is one of my primary concerns, because I think if you were going to give them a stipend with the money that's came in recently, you could give them, I think I calculated, if you have 250 teachers or paraprofessionals, that will come out about $4,000 raised each year. And for the next 8 years, that'd be about $32,000 a year. Now, I know that you are probably not going to give them. Big pardon?
Oh.
Now, I know that you are not going to give them a stipend that's going to equal that amount. So I'm really concerned about the amount of the stipend. Where's the money coming from? The source of the stipend. Will it be another stipend on a yearly basis? Next year, will it be another stipend as you get money from the COVID? So I do have some concerns, but my primary concern is that this stipend will not compromise the promise that you all made about the first $1 billion from that referendum would go toward teachers' raises. So those are some primary concerns. I know you can't answer the questions, but that is what I want to know. And to summarize, first of all, are you all going to read the memorandum of understanding and cite the source of the income where the stipend is coming from? Is it a one-time stipend? And any other information, particular reference to this stipend? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Next, I have Dr. Michaela Spangenberg. Give me a second here. Dr. Spangenberg?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. I understand Mr. Bugg's comments and concerns as he's outlined them. And I do hope that when we get to the place where we're talking about referendum money, that, you know, the promises that have been made to the teachers and to the community are upheld. Our ambassadors are still waiting for an email about when will we begin that process as well. And I did note that the list of the ambassadors on the website is not up to date. And unfortunately, the MOU for this was also not provided on the website. And I think that would have put a lot of community members' minds at ease. Is, you know, when we only have two days to kind of make sure that we understand an issue, it's important that we have that available to us through our school's website, if at all possible. Having said that, after consulting with the teachers themselves, I just wanted to express my support for this. I do wish that the teachers were receiving more than the amount specified. And I'm very happy to see that the paras are getting something as well, although I wish that that was included in the MOU. I understand that for some reason the attorney from the well, I guess it would be the Gary Community School Corporation, indicated that that wasn't necessary, but you know, I really hope that everything gets followed through on without issue. But I wanted to also express our appreciation for teachers here in Gary, and our hope that this is just one small step forward to a better relationship between our teachers and the administration of our school, and a more collaborative relationship between those parties, and the ability of our teachers to feel valued, to feel appreciated, to feel like their voices are heard, and to be able to get the resources they need, especially during this difficult time, because we have some fantastic teachers in the city of Gary. I'm always very proud of the efforts that our teachers put into in terms of the education that they provide for our youth and the care that they provide for our youth. So hopefully this is just one step of many in the future in improving the quality of the lives of our teachers here. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. And those are the only two individuals that I have signed up for today.
Great. Thank you, Courtney. And thank you both for your comments today. Well, with that, we will move to our agenda item for today. And we do have Dr. McNulty here to speak about that. So Dr. McNulty.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And first, I want to thank the DUAB board for putting together a quick meeting for us. We appreciate it. And we felt that it was, like you mentioned, very important to try to do this quickly because it is Teacher Appreciation Week, and there's no better way to show our appreciation for our teachers and our paraprofessionals. We feel like this is a great way to do this today. So with this, we had a very good meeting with the teachers union earlier this week, and we were able to come to an agreement enabling us to be able to give them a stipend. I want to quickly reference what Mr. Buggs had asked about earlier. This has nothing to do with the referendum dollars. The referendum dollars are separate, and those the teachers have already been paid their raise, and that goes to the base. And that promise was made and kept. So that's separate than this. So I just want to make sure that was clarified from the beginning. Referendum dollars were $1 million went to the teachers and will continue to do so. This is a stipend, a one-time stipend. The MOU is for $2,100 for certified staff, which is our teachers, and $1,000 for the paraprofessionals, again, for a one-time stipend out of our ESSER funds. And I'm going to let Mr. Williamson explain a little bit more about the dollars.
Right. Thank you, Dr. McNulty. The source of the funding, to answer that question, is when we say the ESSER funds, it's the Elementary and Secondary Schools Emergency Relief Funds, ESSER, E-S-S-E-R. That is the same collective name under the three different federal pandemic acts that Congress has passed over the past year. So it's federal money coming from the U.S. Congress, the acts, the CARES Act, CRRSA, And then the most recent, the American Rescue Plan that was passed just a month or so ago. All three of those acts have ESSER, E-S-S-E-R, that had money that flowed to the states, that now down to the school systems, that Gary has an individual amount that we can use to support our needs as we respond to the pandemic. And that's the source of the funding.
And we very much recognize all the hard work that our teachers and our parents have had to put in this year during virtual learning. I did hear from many of our teachers when we were in the midst of negotiations earlier this week about them sending Christmas presents to their kids via the mail this year, and all the things that they've had to buy on Amazon to help support their teaching needs. And we completely understand that. So we want to thank our teachers and our paraprofessionals for all the extraordinary work that they've had to do with the kids and their families this year.
Thank you, Dr. McNulty. So, and just to pick up on something you said there, this really is a collaborative effort with the teachers and the paraprofessionals to recognize them. It's not something that you've done in a vacuum.
Correct.
So thank you for that. Are there questions for Dr. McNulty or Nathan regarding the stipends?
Quick question, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, please. Senator Melton.
All right. Well, first off, thanks. It's good to be back. This is my first meeting back on DUAB, so I appreciate the opportunity. And it's a good meeting to be back in terms of allowing this discussion to take place and hopefully move forward. Is there an actual date that they can expect that this will become available for them in their stipend? And is this as soon as possible? Is it over the next month? What's the timeline? I may have missed that.
Yeah, great question. Actually, we already have the checks cut and they're sitting in a safe today. So we were hoping after this, if it was approved today, the staff can come get them today.
Great, great. Yeah, I just want to echo what you said, Dr. McNulty, in terms of, you know, all teachers and students and parents have been through a lot during the pandemic. And I think this is just a gesture to show appreciation. You know, oftentimes we thank our teachers verbally, but, you know, with the resources from the federal government, being able to provide this type of financial support is extremely important, that we back that verbal appreciation up with a tangible financial appreciation, and they deserve it. It's long overdue. So I just want to commend all of the teachers for the hard work and the paraprofessionals. And so thanks for expediting this process.
Thank you.
Well, Senator Melton, thanks for reminding me. It is great to have you back here on the board as well. Looking forward to working with you over the next year, and we'll have our fair share of meetings here. Are there other questions or comments for Dr. McNulty? All right. Well, with that, I would entertain a motion.
I'm sorry.
You
I move. You want to go ahead, Paul?
No, you can. Go ahead.
Okay. I move we authorize Gary Community Schools to enter into the MOU with the Gary Teachers Union as presented and provide $2,100 stipends to eligible teachers and $1,000 stipends to eligible paraprofessionals.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Motion and a second. All right. Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay. Courtney, would you call the roll?
Yes. Paul Joyce,
Yes.
Wes Bennett,
Yes.
Tracy Brown,
Yes.
Rebecca Kubacki,
Yes.
and Justin McAdams.
Yes.
5-0.
Great. Well, thank you all, and Dr. McNulty and team. We thank you guys for your efforts to recognize our teachers here at the Gary Community Schools and recognize the hard work that they've been doing during the pandemic. And thank you for your support of them.
Thank you.
That concludes our scheduled business for today. Is there any new business to come before the board today?
No new business. I just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
You too.
One thing, Mr. Chairman, if I may, for the next meeting, there was a young lady from Gary that received an honor, that somewhat of an unprecedented honor here the last month or so. A lady by the name of Mia Neal. I'd like to hear a little bit more about her at the next meeting.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, one quick thing, and
Yes.
probably preparation for the next meeting, and this might be catch up for me. Just getting an idea of further spending of federal resources, if there's a plan or a strategy, and what that's going to look like with those dollars that came down the pipeline from the federal government. I think that'd probably be a good conversation to have, and probably having that, because I'm starting to receive questions from constituents and stakeholders. So I'm sure that's being had internally, but probably having that sooner than later.
Yes, we plan on presenting a plan at the next week's meeting for you, Mr. Melton.
Okay. So, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all. This might be our shortest DUAB meeting ever, so congratulations. And it's a good one. So with that, everyone have a nice day, and we are adjourned.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.